Hello and welcome to ROS Diary. Tonight we'll be looking at, is love enough in a relationship? Or is there something that is more important in a relationship than just love? Okay, so I'll quickly run through what I define as attributes of love, or I'll try to define love, but I'm not going to say love is this and that. I'm just going to try to give a definition of love. Okay, so this is Arawa's Diary. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of Arawa's Diary, and please click on the subscribe button and the notification button also to get notified when new videos drop on this channel. Thanks for joining us today, and it's Arawa's Diary. I hope to see your comments at the end of this particular streaming. So, what are the attributes of love? I'm going to go to my manual, my life manual, which is the Bible, and I'm going to quickly share from 1 Corinthians 13. But I'm not reading out the scripture, I'm just going to pick out the things I learned, part of the things I learned as a definition of love. The first is that love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for itself. Love is not covetous. Love is not proud. Love does not force itself on others. Love puts others first. It does not keep record of sin. Love does not reject others, and it does not rejoice at the fall of others. Love speaks the truth. Love is long suffering. That means it puts up with anything. Love trusts God always. And love looks for the best and never looks back. Love completes all, and love lasts forever. And I say God is love. Now, looking at these attributes of love, some people then can ask, who can then love? Is it possible for you to actually love, or to actually say I love him or I love her, or to actually say I am in love? Well, it's possible to be in love, and it's possible to love. But for love to actually stand, like our viewers on the show agreed consensuously, it has to be a decision you have actually made. You have to make a conscious decision to love. You have to make a conscious decision that I'm going to love this person no matter what. And when you make that decision, you'll be able to, bring out all these attributes that I mentioned. Now, what are the things that you need to know? What are the things that you need to have at the back of your mind before you can open your mouth to say I love this person or I love that person, or before you should profess love, or should I say before you should start thinking of forever? Okay, the first thing is to know what you want. Really, you need to be able to say this is what I want beyond the affection. I have a quote here, and I would say it and then I will explain it. I say love is like a pill, and this is my quote. Love is like a pill that must be taken with communication, appreciation, dedication in terms of your time, your money, everything you can give, and then of course chemistry. Now, I want us to realize that love that we say we have when we say I love you is not just something that is just words. It's more than words to show how we feel. Like Westlife said, more than words to show how you feel. Not just saying I love you. You need to show it that you love this person, and all these things being not mocking the fall of the other person, not mocking their mistakes, correcting in love and pointing out the things that you don't like that the other person does in love is something that you need to show in action and not just words. When we say love puts others first, it means that you are able to consider that person when taking major decisions in life. You don't just do things. You consider the other person before you make a decision. You consider the other person before you do things. You don't just do it because you want to do it. No, you are considerate. And so there are some questions I think it's important for us to ask before we actually start thinking of getting married to that person or start planning long term with someone. The first thing is, do we want the same things? You need to ask yourself that. Do we actually want the same things in life? Are our values the same? Do we plan to be in the same places in the next 10-20 years? Are we thinking together? Are we aligned? So when you love the person, when you're attracted to the person and there's chemistry and everything, you also need to consider that. Then you need to know the people that you love, the people that matter to you, do they accept this person as well? Do they love this person? Do they approve of both of you together? And if they don't, why? And is this something you can resolve before you actually think of the journey of forever together? You need to also put that into consideration. You need to ask if you have the same values about life, the same perspectives about things. You need to know if the things you think is not good is the same thing the other person also thinks is not good. Your spouse will not be saying A when you should be saying B. If they ask him a question where he is when your mouths are apart and they ask you the same question, you should be able to give similar answers, if not the same answers. You might not be able to give the exact same answers, but your answers should be aligned. Are both of you happy, or is the happiness in the relationship one-sided? You need to be able to say that we are both happy in this relationship. It's not just A is happy because he has me, or B is happy because he has A, or because she has A. The two of you have to be happy to actually be able to make that journey of forever something good and interesting. And you don't have to be in a relationship out of pity, because when people actually do it, they'll stay in a relationship out of pity, and then at the end of the day, their lives itself becomes pitiable because they're not able to enjoy, and they are very harsh towards the other person. So you need to be able to say, oh, I'm in this relationship because I love him, or she's in this relationship with me because she loves me. Okay. And then we need to be able to consider each other in making decisions in life, and to be able to look at our relationship and know that it is not static. We're not on the same point. We're not where we used to be. When we met each other, we're not still the same way we were. We're affecting each other positively. And if you're not affecting each other positively, then you need to know what are the things you need to do to actually start affecting each other positively. And you need to be able to know if you're getting better, if you're better off than you were when you met the person, and if he is better off than he was when he met you. You need to be able to, Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. So your irons, are they sharpening each other? Are you actually two irons? Or maybe it's an iron and a wood, and you're getting the other person damaged, cutting deep into the other person, when it should actually be iron sharpening iron. So you should be able to say, and then you should be able to know your priorities and know your plans. Are we thinking the same thing? Are we planning the same thing? Are we going in the same direction? Does he want the same things as I do? And does he even see me in his future? Do I see him in my future? As a lady, you need to ask yourself, where are we heading to? What are we doing? You need to define your relationship. And then you need to ask, do you love each other enough to stay faithful to the other party for the rest of your life? This is a very important decision. If you're a Christian, you know that marriage is forever. What God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Let nothing put asunder. You need to be able to have made that decision that I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. And I'm not going to be distracted when I see a more handsome guy or a lady with a better curve than my wife, or or a guy with broad chest and all the sexiness the world defines. Do I love this person enough to be able to say I want to stay faithful to this person for the rest of my life? These are questions we need to ask and answer. Okay. And then there's something that is very important to me that I need to share, is that we need to love from our overflow. We need to love ourselves. If you don't love yourself enough, it might be hard for you to appreciate when somebody else loves you, or even why somebody else loves you. So you need to appreciate yourself. You need to be able to love you the way you are. You might not be 100% what you want to be. You might not be there yet, but you need to be able to appreciate who you are at the moment. Love yourself, love your body, love your voice, love your stature, love your swagger, whatever it is. Love your imperfections, so that you'll be able to love the other person completely and totally, and then you can love the other person from your overflow. Yes, you need to love the other person from your overflow. Love can only be given when you have it. If you don't have love, you can't give it. So you need to build yourself. You need to be responsible for your reactions. You need to learn not just act, not just to react to things, but to act. So you need to be responsible for your reactions. You need to not be spontaneous, but consciously react. Not just I did it on impulse. Don't be impulsive. You need to be like, if I can say, reactive. And then you need to put value on yourself. The truth is that if somebody beats you and keeps beating you and battering you, and instead of iron sharpening iron and making each other better, you're like an iron cutting the wood, and you're beating the person, and not just beating physically, now emotionally and psychologically you're making the person feel worse, then it is a toxic relationship that obviously cannot go on, even when you say you love each other. But the truth is, if you actually love somebody, you will not hurt the person. And you need to be able to be appreciative of the little gestures the other person makes towards you, and also be appreciative of that other person's show of love and kindness. And you need to learn to forgive. The truth is that no relationship can thrive where there is no forgiveness. So we need to learn to forgive and to give room to forget. Let things go and don't pile it. Don't pile a record. Don't create a logbook where you record hurts. You need to let it go and let love flow. It's important for us to know that we are like a river. And if we don't flow, we begin to stink. We begin to gather so much earth, so much dirt in us. But when we begin to flow, when you forgive, when you let things go, you're like a river that's always renewing the waters in it. You're flowing out. You're flowing out. You're flowing out. And it helps you to be a better person. So today, I want you to know that it's not just enough to say I love you. The truth is that love can really be enough in a relationship when put in the right perspective, when you love the way God wants you to love, and then it encompasses everything. It helps to breed good communication, the show of affection and everything. But love, saying I love you, is not enough. You need to act it, you need to live it, and you need to be it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you love it and you like what you just listened to, give us a thumbs up. If there are things that you'd like us to improve on, please drop a comment in the comment box, and we'll definitely try to work on it. Thank you so much for being a member of this big family, and I hope that we help each other get better like fine wine. I look forward to seeing your comments. I love you, and I would love to see you next week when I drop a new video. Have a lovely week, people.